Hi, this is Krista. Welcome to the Secret Yarnery Crochet Vlog, episode 14. So welcome back if you are a returning viewer or if you've been following the vlog or the tutorials, and welcome to new people who are just finding us now. So thanks so much for stopping in. Get yourself comfortable. I generally don't talk too long. No, I do. I talk long, but not like super long. Like I don't do that hour thing. I try to keep it under half an hour because seriously, we have things to do. Like you have things to do. And I do more often vlogs and shorter vlogs than long drawn out vlogs. My goal is not 1 hour. No. So, welcome to everybody who is here now. I just want to explain a bit of what we're doing. I'm trying to come up with a format, like something to stick to every time so that you know what part you're interested in or you know what's coming up at the end if you want to wait for what's at the end. So how we do it is I start with, obviously this part, the business end of it, welcoming everybody and thanking our returning viewers. And then I'll explain what's coming up, which is basically we start with finished objects. Usually there is. I know. Then whips. There's always a whip. I didn't bring it with me. I'm whipless right now. I'll have to go run and get it. Purchases or acquisitions, what I have gotten. Ding ding, full shelf of bamboo plus silk. On top of the bamboo, those 3 colors are silk. And we got some more on that side. I don't know if you could totally see them, but cotton acrylic mix. So they're super soft and super squishy. All self-striping because I'm right into it. Okay. Then I kind of digress into my ramblings, and then usually it's something about Kenya or something that might be interesting to you or something that someone's asked about. And then we do a little blurb at the end, usually I take you on a tour somewhere. I try to take you on a tour somewhere. Or else it's bloopers if I haven't taken you anywhere and I've messed up in my video, which I always do. So today we are going to I will show you my little kitchenette area, my coffee cups that I told you about last time, which I'm in love with. They're actually great. I bought 2 more, I admit it. And I'll also be showing you my new chickens, which I got last week, which is why I didn't vlog last week. I'll explain that also. So that's coming up at the end. We start with crochet. So I also want to thank my returning viewers, which I keep a list of, and everybody's not on it. I apologize about that. I just don't want to go on and on and on, but I do want to especially thank some viewers every time. I think it helps us keep connected and it helps you know that I am here and I do pay attention to your comments, and I really like you. I enjoy our connection is what it is. So this week I want to thank Merle and Amy /AR. There's 2 of you now. It was just Amy when I wrote the list, but not that you weren't there, AR, but I figured you'd know that's you. Renee, Irene, Rose, Loretta, Eileen, Hazel, and April. There's a bunch more of you, but I will just be doing like a few every week. Next theory or idea is I'm going to try to vlog once a week. I've got a schedule book now. I just bought it, I want to say yesterday, but it was the day before. So I'm actually going to start using it, filling it up and having a day like you do this and you do that, as long as my kids don't interrupt it with being homesick, because that kind of really puts a hook on things. If you don't know, I'm married, lived in Kenya for 17 years, and have 4 kids. Oldest one is 11, youngest one is 4. 3 boys, 1 girl. Got a lot of pets. Leopard tortoises, plural, boy and girl. Hingeback tortoise, don't see them too often. Just got chickens last week. I have guinea pigs. I thought they were young. I thought guinea pigs die like gerbils or hamsters, but they don't. I've had them for seriously 8 years now. I was like, oh, it's a good thing for the kids for the summer. They'll die. They don't die. Don't fall into the guinea pig trap. They live forever. So we have the mom and the 2 daughters. The mom passed away, I think, Yeah, anyway, the mom didn't make it, but now we have the two daughters. They're really nice. Kids love them, hang out with them, play with them, take them outside, this and that and the other. But I was not I wasn't investing in that. I have birds. I have an African gray we've had since he was a baby. I think it's a boy. I mean, I just assume. And I have a cockatiel and a budgie that were roommates when we got them, so having a budgie was not in my list of things to do either. So if you hear noises, that's the deal with that. I moved the African gray out for filming because he gets quite excited by the rambling, and then he starts participating. So he's just behind the door over there, and I've covered up the cockatiel, so hopefully think it's nighttime. I don't know, giving it a try. Okay, that's that part. Moving on, this is the crochet bit, everybody. Finished objects. So, my favorite, who's loving this one? Can you see it? I have the camera so close so the echo's not so bad, but I love this one. So I did a mix of acrylic and chenilles for the colors. It was an Instagram picture and I loved it. I didn't do the border the same. I just stopped. It was right before class. So I was like, that's finished. But it's supposed to have like a pom-pommy border, but then I'm like, let it be. Like there's enough things to do in the world. I want to make another one for class in blues and greens and turquoise. Like, I don't know, but I have to work out the color combination because it has to be the same kind of pop, but in the blue, green, turquoise family. So I'm loving this one. I just did it on top of one of my sofa cushions, as you do. And I left it open, but then I sewed it shut with a string. It's red, but it's a little bit of a lighter shade. Oh, it's on this side. It's a tiny bit of a lighter shade, and then I did little lumpy, like I sewed it over and over on each side so I know where to pick out. So if I need to wash it, I can just unpick that, take out the insert, wash it, put the insert back in, and just kind of sew it back shut super quick. So that's lazy man's closing, if you don't want to do buttons or something like an actual technique. That's how I do it. Also made a new tissue box cover out of the color pooling on the far bottom, well, not the very bottom, third row down on the far left. My tissue box cover was not, I wasn't feeling it, so I whipped up a new one. Granny squares, join as you go, with about 4 rows, or just enough rows of single crochet at the bottom to like pull it together so it's not stretchy, and it gets to the bottom of your tissue box. So I like that one, happy with it. But then that got me into this color pooling yarn, which I was like, oh, color pooling, I could do color pooling. So I did color pooling, or what do you call it, planned pooling. I did that. Hope you can see it. It's super cute, actually. I like it. I used a different yarn than my tissue box one, because I thought that was just too, like, aggressive. I don't know if any of you are old enough like me, but my grandma used to make this Jell-O salad, like in the 70s. So she would use orange or green Jell-O. It was green Jell-O. And then she'd shred carrots into it. Carrots and mini marshmallows. And I used to love it. It's like, now I'm like, oh my God, it's so gross. Like the idea of it, like I don't know. I used to love it as a kid, but now that totally reminds me of Jell-O salad. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Jell-O salad. So I could not do a blanket out of it. Like, you know what I mean? It got in my head. So I used this other yarn for it, which I love, and then realized I had all the colors in chenille to do a super fuzzy border. So I don't know if any of you have attempted planned pooling, but not as hard as you think. Actually, this is only 3 balls of yarn. It took like a couple days, but however long it takes you to do 3 balls of yarn. So you basically start by making like a chain. You just like chain quite long. You're supposed to do a whole color change, but this doesn't, it doesn't change that often. You get about 20 stitches of double crochet per color. So that would be a really, really long chain to go through all those colors as a chain. So I estimated it. And then you crochet back along using whatever stitch you want. So if you have a normal color pooling, you just do like a single crochet or a moss stitch, which is single crochet, chain one, single crochet. But because my yarn had such a long color change, I got to do double crochet. So that didn't take too long at all. And then you go back and then you count how many stitches you got of the blue, how many stitches of the white, how many stitches of the tan, like in order. And then you put that information into, what's it called? I'll put it in a link below, but it's like plannedcolorpooling.com or plannedpooling.com. But basically it is a super awesome website. It's just one page basically where you type in, well, you don't type in, but you pick the color that represents the yarn. So say you'd start with your orange, and then you find the same color. There's a color wheel. You just kind of like tap it. It does it for you. And then beside you put how many stitches you did. And then you go down to the next color, which was white. And then you're like, okay, for white, you tap the color and then you put in how many stitches. And then the next color is like brown, so you put in brown. And then, so you do this for your whole color change. And then you can click add 1 stitch or add 5 stitches, or minus 5 stitches, minus 1 stitch. And then you just keep increasing it until you like the pattern that it makes, and underneath it shows the pattern that it makes. I'll put a screenshot somewhere around so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But it's amazing. It's super great. So this is 99 stitches, or a chain stitch of 99 to start, not including your turning. Oh, and you don't chain up for turning. You just make a big loop and go back because you do not have yarn for an extra stitch. Keep that in mind. Anyway, this was as small as I could make it, where it made sense, like where the pattern was argyle. So did that, and then made a really cool border. I'll show you it. From my border book, my favorite border book. Let me get it. Okay, so this is my favorite border book. I also have this border book. So Around the Corner Crochet Borders, this is my first one. They're both by Edie Ekman. So it's both the same author. They're both fabulous. What I like better about this one is it's spiral bound, so it lays flat. So like whatever you want to flip to, it's flat. Like it just lays there. You don't have to like hold open a paperback. Where if you are flipping this one open, I mean, yes, it still stays open, but it's not spiral. It's just paperback. So, but this has a lot inside. This has like 150, is it? Yeah, it has 150 patterns, and they're really great. Like it tells you how many chains, like the multiple that your chain should be for that border, and it also has a chart. So explanation, chart, picture, and your starting chains. Excuse me. So I like this one. This was my first one. Then I got this one because it's spiral bound. Like that's OCD at its best. And this one also, a good thing about it, at the back, so this has 125 different borders. The chart thingy, that's always good to have. I think they both probably have that. But this, look, this I love. So it has, what do they call it? Border directory. So if you want like a lumpy border or like points or no points at all, like you can kind of just flip through the back to see all of them together, because it can be a bit overwhelming, like flipping through. You'll like so many of them, like you don't have enough fingers to hold that many pages open. So this is kind of cool. You can kind of get an idea for what you're looking for. So good feature of this book. This one is Every Which Way Crochet Borders, 139, is that what it says? 139 patterns for customized edges. Fabulous. I will put affiliate links in the description box below. So that's what I was doing this morning, other than replying to my YouTube lovely viewers, is I tried the affiliate link thing again, and it worked. So happy. So I got a Amazon call from Amazon in Egypt. Love it. And they call, well, they don't call, it's automated. It's a robot that calls you, but called me, like did everything. You just listen and you type in your little code from the computer, and it totally worked out. I'm so excited. So now I can do Amazon links for things. So how that works is whatever you want to buy, like say you want to buy this book, you just click on the link in the description box below, or for anything you want to buy at Amazon, and 10% goes towards Secret Yarnery. I mean, I haven't tried it yet. I literally, like half an hour ago, I figured it out. I was like jumping up and down. Even my husband congratulated me. He was like, oh, congratulations. I was like, that's so nice coming from you. You know what I mean? Husbands, you know how it is. I was like, recognition. So super happy about that. Affiliate links coming up, which means I'm not going to do my acquisitions of all my hooks and stuff until I do the links, because apparently it's a few steps you have to do. So I want to make sure I'm doing that right before I jump into it with all the stuff you can get on Amazon. So excited. Okay, let that one go. Keeping up with finished objects, I just want to go back to this cushion. I'll show you the back. So the back, I'm not crazy about it. Like, don't think I'm proud. This is not what I wanted, but it's what I conceded to because I wanted to bust a move on my color pooling. So I wanted to do both. So I started doing my back. I wanted it to be stripy, like my Scraptastic blanket is turning out. I'm really liking it. So I'm like, that'd be cool, because it's lines, like stripes, rows, but it's not like a set pattern. Not like, you know, it's not meticulous. It's not like, it's not organized. So I thought that'd look pretty cool, because the front is like organized, like, you know, it's planned out randomly, but still planned out. And then the back to be kind of like just stripy and cool. I thought that would kind of like, you know, totally go together. Couldn't get this, like it just keeps getting wider because the chenille is thicker than the acrylic. So the chenille busts it out, makes it wide. And then I was like, it's not gonna be the right size. So I tried twice. This is my second try at it. So so now it's about an inch wider by like halfway, which that's not good. So I was like, never mind it. Just do squares, hook them together the same way, be done with it, they'll be the same size. But then didn't do my math right, of course. So ended up doing more rows around, which I think if I was doing it again, which I will be in the blues and turquoises and greens, I'm gonna do one big granny square for the back, because that would look really, really cool. And that's how I wanted it to be. But it's the back of a cushion, nobody looks at it. We look at this and love it. Like I really love it. Like I walk past and pet it like it's my friend. That's how it is. Okay, now those are my finished objects. What I want to be working on, ugly daytimer, scheduler, super ugly. Like nothing. Okay, it could be uglier by a smudge, but I mean, I don't even think it's pleather. It's some sort of like paper that wants to be pleather. It's a bit puffy. Anyway, it's as good as I could get. I looked literally everywhere. It's as good as you can get. The inside is fine, nothing wrong with it, but it needs a cover. So the covers I have done previously, I showed you I think in the first or second vlog, is this one with the paintbrush stitch. And then this one I did also, this is like lazy crocodile stitch. So I did both of those. So now I'm going to do a tutorial how to do a book cover. So that's coming up before this makes me crazy. So within the next 2 weeks, that's my new thing. I'm not saying next week, I'm going to say 2 weeks. Keep your eye out for this. So you can start looking for a book that you want to cover, have it ready. Doesn't matter the size, preferably hardcover, just because it holds the crochet nicer, keeps it firmer. And we will be doing this. So keep your eye out for that. Purchases, yarns. So I did get my silks, bamboos, and I don't know what you call it, cotton acrylic mix ready to go. So let me go show you that. So I guess we will start here. This one, I'm not even showing you. These ones are really nice. They're not as soft. I mean, they're soft, but it's not like a chenille, but it's still really nice. So these ones are 20% silk, 20% cotton, and 60% wool. So they're really nice. Like, I really like it. I want to do, I don't know, maybe a poncho? Maybe that's what I should make my poncho out of. So they're 50 grams and 100 meters. So I really like that. I have enough to do poncho. There's 6 balls in each package. So I'm really loving those. Now bamboo, this is the new bamboo colors. Aren't they delicious? So this is cotton bamboo. So these ones are 40% cotton and 60%, no, 40% bamboo and 60% cotton. And they're a 3 for thickness. 100 grams, 140 meters, and you'd use about a 4 hook. I use a 5. These ones, silk. I'm going to show you down here. These ones, this is soft. Like, this is so delicious. Like, crazy delicious. So this is, oh, no, this is a test for my eyes. 32% silk and 68% cotton. So 50 grams is 120 meters. And they have it as a, sorry, can't see properly. They have it as a 2 for thickness. It's quite thin. This is the nicest yarn in the world. It's so great. Well, I can't say in the world, that I have seen in the world. I totally want to make a poncho out of that too, but I'm like, I have a gray one. So then I'm like, do I make like a peachy one or a yellowy one? And I'm like, no, I don't. I relax. So love that. Need to do something. Don't know what, maybe a tunic or something. That's the mercerized cotton I showed you last time. These ones, these nice prints. So this is what I made. I started to make a poncho out of this too that I need to frog. Haven't frogged it yet, but these are super, super squishy. And it is 55% cotton and 45% acrylic, 50 grams, 160 meters, and it is a 3 for thickness. Really nice. It's woven really nicely, so it never splits. It's actually super soft and super squishy, and I love all the colors. So this crazy kind of tropical mix, and then these beautiful. It goes like into maroonies, into corals. It's so nice. And then these are obviously the watercolors. They're so beautiful. One of my students is making a super easy hexacardi out of it. Jealous. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So these are my color pooling ones. I showed you those also last time, but those all do color pooling like that Argyle sweater. Not Argyle sweater, Argyle throw that I made. So I'm loving that. So this is where I sit my little tripod on, and that's my cockatiel and budgie that I have covered up, who now think they're not sleeping. And that's where I sit to do my filming. So I try to sit close for the echo. And this is our little kitchenette area. That's a yarn order that is going out. Lucky lady. And these, oh, this is where I think I'm putting my ball winder, just because it fits. I don't know where else to put it. Looking forward to that. Do you guys have ball winders? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And these are my favorite new cups. I love them. So all the colors, my idea is, well, I'm just bad at like picking up somebody else's glass or someone, like, I'm not so bad with coffee cups, but say other glasses. I'm kind of the worst at it. So I'm like color coded, it matches your outfit or your mood or your personality, and then that's your cup. And then behind, I'll just show you, these are my other ones, and these were all different colors too on the inside. So those were my original Yarnery mugs, which I still love and are still sweet. And they sit behind for when we're busy. So those are really cute. And then these are my new ones. Just different shapes, basically. But I guess it's the same thing, little colory coded ones. Yeah, you can see them behind. Anyway, that's my coffee cups. Loving it. So let me show you the chickens. out the front door, well, the Yarnery door. They're still building that bloody house over there. It's so loud. But some days it's not actually. Sometimes they're doing work that doesn't involve a hammer. So that's not bad. And then here is my little chicken coop. So the roof is coming. Don't think that's staying. That's just my pool cover that we're using at the moment. But the roofing has yet to be delivered. And then inside, oh, there's a little chick. And we have our little chairs for the kids. The kids come and sit out here with them. So we call her Gwendolyn. That's the mom. Hi, Gwendolyn. Hi, Gwendolyn. What's up? What's up, Gwendolyn? She's cute. And then those are her little babies. So she has 8 babies. Move the chair. She's got 8 little babies. They are about 3 weeks old now, I think. But she's so good to them. Oh, and that's my little French bulldog not being good to them. Tano, I'll squirt you. I'll squirt you. So there she is. There's the chicks. So we're waiting to see the boys and girls. But when they're done eating, she puts her feathers out and they all kind of go and sit underneath her. She's so cute. I don't know why she does that foot thing, but if any of you chicken people out there know, let me know. And she's a different kind of chicken. It's like a local kind of chicken. They're very strong and apparently they're much better to eat. Not that we're eating them. My husband's vegetarian. We have we're not a livestock pet family. But we just want some eggs. One day. Okay, so there's the chickens. There's the Frenchie. He's waiting for me to go because he knows he's not allowed to harass them. And then their little feeding area. I got this little tin feeder from one of those local grocery stores. I'm loving it. It's like so cool. In my opinion. You don't have to think it's cool. I think it's cool. Anyway. They have plastic ones too, but I thought that was so much neater. And that's what she does. She hangs out. So they have a nice little tree in here. They got everything going on. Let me put my kids' stool back over there. So the kids come out after school and they sit in here and talk to the chickens. It's really cute. And then one of my Rubbermaids, I still have to build a little house for them, but until then they're using my Rubbermaid. So I hope you enjoyed that little tour. Let me scoot back inside. So I hope you really enjoyed that. Please like, subscribe, and share. That really helps us out. Believe it or not, seems like a simple thing. Totally helps us out. Thank you very much. And leave comments in the comment box below. Question of the week. Question of the 2 weeks, because I've really been wondering what you guys do with it. What do you do with your hooks? Do you keep your hooks like all in your case, like all together in your case, and then take your case to your whips? Or do you leave your hook with the whip that you are using that hook for? If you do keep your hooks in a case, which seems like the right thing to do, how do you keep track of your hook size you're using for your whip? What's your strategy? How do you manage it? How do you keep all your hooks in your case? Case in point, missing some hooks. No idea. I mean, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't know what happened to them. And then I'll go and I'll find like 4 hooks. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't even remember I had that hook. So what's your strategy? I don't know. I know there's cute little, I want to make a set. I want to make a set of stitch markers with like a 6mm, like the hook size on the stitch marker, and then just leave that on my crochet project, or like put it on when I begin the crochet project. It's a thought you have in the middle of the night when you don't have time, or when you're cooking dinner or driving a car or like busy. And I'm like, that would make sense and I'd really like to do that. But what do you do? What's your strategy? Yeah, anyway, that's what I'd really like to know. Please leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Stay hooked. Hopefully this weekend, if I'm lucky, if the gods align, and there is a way that I don't have to pick the kids from school, I would like to start the Rwanda Poncho Cal this weekend. Pressure, I know. I have class tomorrow, but that's pretty okay. hopefully I can get it done this afternoon. If not, it'll be next week. That'll be like I'll do it on Tuesday. So we're either going to get it this weekend or we'll start next week. But cross your toes that everything's aligned and we can start that cal, because how fun is that? So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and stay hooked. And great, I forgot to show you the border. So, this is how far I got flipping through the book. Flippy, flippy, flippy. Love the book, obviously. Fudging stitch counts. Perfect, right? I'm telling you, this book is excellent. And I fudge stitch counts for every border. Like, I don't even actually pay attention to the multiple of blah for your chain. I'm like, make your corners different, you know what I mean? Anyway, everything's in here that's great. Not what I was showing you, but now here's border designs. La la la. Here we are. So there's 1, 2. This is how far I got. Number 3. Yeah. Anyway, I was like, it looks like little flowers, right? And I just changed the edge. It's supposed to end with a chain 3, skip a stitch, chain 3, skip a stitch, single crochet to hold it down. But it ended up like waffling, and I wanted it to actually just be straight. So I did, to finish this pink round here, I just did like a single crochet and chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch all the way around to just give it a nice flat edge. And it doesn't stretch, like it holds the blanket together. I did that twice actually. I did it down at the last row of the white and the last row of the brown, so it doesn't ruffle up like a blanket, or not a blanket, like a lily pad, like ruffle on the edges. So that's my trick for holding it in straight. So now I'm finished. Stay hooked. Oh, good.